There's an absolutely gobsmacking story out of Chicago tonight. I almost can't believe what I've seen, but it involves Illinois Congressman Bobby Rush, who has served in Congress for nearly 30 years, is a former leader of the Black Panthers. Last week, the congressman got word that his office in Chicago had been burglarized. But when he went to look at the surveillance tape, this is what he found. A group of up to 13 police officers helping themselves to coffee, making popcorn, even napping in his office, while outside stores were being damaged and robbed in the aftermath of the protests over the murder of George Floyd. At a press conference with Congressman Rush today, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot sharply criticized the officers, promising they would be held accountable.
These individuals were lounging in a congressman's office, having a little hangout for themselves, while small businesses on the South Side were looted and burned. Their conduct will confirm the perception that too many people on the South and the West Side were left to fend for themselves. These individuals did indeed abandon their responsibilities and their obligation and their oath to serve and protect. We should all be disgusted.
Congressman Bobby Rush, Democrat of Illinois, joins me now. Congressman, thank you for joining me. I know that you just came from the wake for your sister, and I want to offer my deepest condolences on her passing.
Well, thank you, Chris. It's always good to be with you. We're very proud of you here in your hometown of Chicago. And I want to thank you once again for having the town hall meeting on violence here in Chicago a year or so ago.
Yeah, you were there. I think about that often. Lori Lightfoot was one of the panelists, who's now, of course, the mayor. At the time, I don't think anyone saw that coming. Can you explain to me? I've really never quite heard a story like this. How did you find out about this? You came to understand your district office had been burglarized?
Well, I got a call from my district director saying that my office had been looted, that had been burglarized, and she said that she had the video. Well, once we looked at the video, then we saw this amazing sight of police officers, and there were up to 13 police officers at one time or another. They were in my office, sleeping, having coffee, on cell phones, putting their feet up on my desk, and one had his head down on one of the desks in my office, fast asleep. And to make things worse, we had the supervisors coming in and out of the office. And to add insult to injury, Chris, when they left the office, after they had rested enough, slept enough, they left a dollar bill on my on the table there in the office, on the conference table. So that added insult to injury. And all at the same time, I mean, looting going on right next door, right around the corner, all up and down the shopping center. And these police officers didn't give a damn.
I'm so confused. Did they break? So is it your understanding they broke into your office to just chillax? And
no.
What happened?
Well, on the video, I was told that there is a caption, a segment that shows some teenagers breaking one segment of the window. Uh-huh. That's the only segment that had been compromised, broken into. All right, but they didn't come in. They didn't do anything. All right, no drawers open, no tables, chairs out of place, nothing turned upside down. So they came in, or if they came in at all, they immediately left. They weren't going to get anything. But the next thing we see is a group of police officers lounging in my office while looting and stealing and all kind of uproar happening in the shopping center.
I just want to be clear. You found this out because you looked at the surveillance tape, not because the Chicago Police Department at some point contacted you and said, by the way, we had a bunch of officers in your district office?
No, the first I've heard that the police officers were in my office was when we saw them on the videotaping, security tape that we have. We had a camera there in the office, a security camera, and it caught everything. It caught everything. And thank God we had that security camera in my office.
You were the co-founder, if I'm not mistaken, of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party with Fred Hampton.
Yes, right.
He was a good friend of yours. Fred Hampton, of course, was killed in his home by Chicago police.
And the very next morning, on December the 5th, my home in Chicago was raided in 1969. So, if I hadn't been at home when they raided my apartment the very next morning, I would have been shot to death also. But so I've had a long time history with some of the members of the Chicago Police Department. Not all members. I mean, there are some great Chicago police officers. I work with them every day in different capacities. So I'm not condemning all police officers. But these police officers who were sitting in there sleeping, feet on my desk, popping popcorn and doing various other things, these people were not Chicago's finest. As a matter of fact, they were just the opposite of Chicago's finest.
Given your roots in the Black Panther Party, given the fact that you have been in Congress for decades and seen various moments of protest and claims for justice around policing and racial equality, what do you make of this moment?
Well, I think that this is really a very low moment. It's particularly given the times when we're really hurting the police community relationships across this nation at an all-time low. I've never seen it this low, even during the 60s. Even when Fred was murdered and they almost murdered me, it's never been this very low on a national level. And so I just think that these officers, again, we have to root these kind of officers out. And I want to take my hat off, Chris, to our mayor. Mayor Lightfoot is an amazing leader, especially for these times. And she did not hesitate, not one moment. Once I contacted her office and told her that I had these videotapes, she asked me to immediately come down to bring these tapes so that she could see them. And when she saw them, you could tell she was angry, she was upset, she was torn, she apologized deeply, and she resolved that she was going to make sure that she found out who these officers were and that they would receive a consequence for their relaxing, for their repose, for their relaxing when their co-workers, their colleagues, other police officers was out on the street getting pelted with rocks and bottles and putting their lives on the line. We had these police officers found a cubbyhole and they went relaxing in that cubbyhole, leaving their friends, their colleagues, their co-workers out to fend for themselves. What cowards! What cowards! These are absolutely a bunch of cowards in blue uniform.
Congressman Bobby Rush, who represents the South Side of Chicago and has for many, many years. Thank you so much for sharing some time with us tonight, Congressman.
Thank you so very much, Chris.